Welcome back to Stewart Field in Solon on a bone-chilling night for football. It was in the mid-60s Monday. Not so tonight. Weather could be a factor. The winds could be a big factor as much as anything else. There you see the wind chills and braving the weather down on the sidelines. The third member of our STO broadcast team, Katie Witham. Katie?
Hey, Jim, Brian, well, you know what, guys? A little deja vu going on down here for both of these programs. A rematch of what was last year's state semifinal game that pitted Maple Heights against Lake Catholic. The Mustangs prevailing last year 21-17, which was a hotly contested game. Now, guys, when I spoke with both head coaches earlier this week, Todd Phelps and Mike Bell told me they weren't really hoping for a rematch, but hey, they will take it. And they even pulled out the game film from last year, more so to look at what they could correct from last year than scout their team. But they mentioned to me it was interesting. They didn't find many similarities. It was really only personnel, being a lot of returning starters. The main difference is on Lake Catholic side. Ryan, you mentioned Richie Saunders being in the backfield healthy this year. And I can throw one more similarity in there, guys. It's going to be another hotly contested game here tonight.
Well, we certainly look forward to that as we are just moments away from the opening kickoff. Time for our colors, brought to you by East Bay, the athletic sports source. Maple Heights wearing the road white as the lower seed, and the Cougars of Lake Catholic with the home green tonight. So we're just about set for football on, once again, a cold, blustery night.
Yeah, being down on the field before there is, the weather is certainly cold, and there is a bit of a breeze coming across, but neither team thought that would affect their passing game at all.
That's Quashawn Joseph. He'll handle the kicking chores for Maple Heights. Back deep to receive for Lake Catholic. You're looking at Richie Sanders, also back deep Matt Fee and Tommy Michaels. So we're set to go. It's the Division II state semifinals underway from Solon High School. And the kick comes down to Michaels. Strong run up the middle. Make it Adam Urbania. And Urbania is taken down just after he crosses the 35. Pretty good field position to start things for Lake Catholic. And Brian Blondo is the quarterback for the Cougars, getting better with each passing week.
Yeah, he really has. Mike Bell is the quarterback coach, and Blondo was named the starter in August. He won the competition with Connor Briggs, and he's been a leader all year, and Mike Bell has worked with him on the leadership and running a team. You see his numbers here, almost 1,000 yards passing, but he does a great job running. They're going to want to run the football with Blondo and Richie Sanders.
Almost 400 of those passing yards have come in the last 3 weeks, the playoff weeks for Lake Catholic. First give goes to Sanders. He'll test the left side, and he's taken down in the backfield for a loss. Now let's give you the starting lineups for Lake Catholic offensively. Sanders with that first carry. He's the feature back. Up front, you have that solid offensive line led by the senior Chase Hounshell, headed to Florida, where he is expected to play on the offensive line for the Gators in the future. Next play, another give to Sanders. He tests the middle this time, gets back to the original line of scrimmage, a little bit further than that, but not much.
What really impresses me about the Maple Heights defense as you look at these four guys is how tough they are up front. They do a great job holding the line of scrimmage.
And the starting lineups defensively for Maple Heights, brought to you by Farmers Insurance agent Thomas McNally from Beechwood, Ohio. So it's a 3rd and long for Lake Catholic on their first offensive possession, a throwing situation for Blondo, but he's throwing into the wind here in the first quarter. And he is back to pass on play action. Has a man open. It's Michaels. Long gainer for the Cougars. First down yardage into Maple Heights territory.
Really nice pass. Really nice pass by Brian Blondo. And these receivers don't get as much press as Maple. Watch him drop back, and Michaels just runs a drag across the field. Perfect pass and a nice catch by Michaels. Dana Day in coverage there, and just, play man-to-man, just chased him across the field.
A 29-yard pickup sets up the Cougars in Maple Heights territory at the 35. Michaels coming out of the backfield for his 18th reception of the season. listed as a fullback, but a lot of times lines up in the slot. That's him in motion, and we have a flag on the play before it ever gets going.
Dead ball. Ball start. Repeat first down. As you mentioned, Michaels is listed as a starter as a running back, but you rarely see him back there. And you saw him come in motion on this play. One of the plays they like to do is get it to him on the jet sweep coming across. So he equally runs the ball as well as catches it.
So a 1st and 15 for Lake Catholic. There you see Michaels in motion again. The give is to Sanders. Looking for running room. Not much there. Another good defensive play by Maple Heights. Looked like Ernest Trammell coming up to string that play out.
The left side of the line here trying to push him, but the Maple just strings it out and allows for the defensive backs to come up and help. And these defensive backs for Maple are great in coverage, but they also come up very hard from the corners and make tackles. As long as the defensive line can stretch Sanders out, it gives them time to come up and make the play at the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 11. The long snap for Blondo. And Blondo's going to hang on to it this time, take it across the middle, across the 35 down to the 34, but it brings up a 3rd and long for Lake Catholic.
This is one of Lake Catholic's favorite running plays because Richie Saunders gets so much attention. He'll ride him on the fake to one side and keep it the opposite way, oftentimes with the backside lineman pulling in front of him. And you see him there as a quarterback, 84 carries, so that tells you a lot about what Lake Catholic wants to do offensively.
Close to 40 yards rushing a game for Blondo from that quarterback spot. See what Lake Catholic comes up with on 3rd and long again. They converted earlier in this drive, and the snap goes past Blondo. He wasn't ready. Still a loose ball. Even if he falls on it, it's a tough spot for Lake Catholic, but at least they can punt. Maple Heights looking to pick things up in Lake Catholic territory, but that's a big loss of 20 yards on the miscommunication.
Yeah, you see Blondo is looking. He's not ready for the snap, and you're going to watch at the end of the play. He actually gets help from a Maple player kicking it back to him. You'll see that he loses it, and the ball is kicked back to him by Claiborne Miller. So fortunate bounce, but unfortunate snap over his head. Loss of 20 on the play.
Yeah, any game of this magnitude, the team with the most mistakes usually comes up on the short side, and there's the first mistake for Lake Catholic. Ivkovic to punt. And did it hit a Maple Heights player? The Lake Catholic sideline says so. Let's see what the officials say. It is Lake Catholic football. So there's another big mistake, this time on the Maple Heights sidelines.
You're going to see it here. It hits the back of the blocker, Dana Day, who's running down with him. It was a poor punt off the side of his foot, and Day never saw it. He's got to get his head around and find out where the ball is as he's running down to block.
And that was Connor Briggs on the punt. Normally a punter who gets it down there fairly well, but that time it came into play in a positive way. Now Sanders in the Wildcat, so to speak. He takes the snap, and he's going to hang on to it. Test that left side. Positive yardage for Richie Sanders.
And there's the pursuit of Maple Heights, and running away from them is always a tough task because the backside pursuit comes and tackles so well.
Yeah, they're going without Blondo, their quarterback here, and trying to look down on the sidelines to see if he's all right.
No, Blondo's actually in the slot.
Okay,
they run this Wildcat formation often, and Blondo will play in the slot. And actually, during the season, he's done a pretty good job blocking downfield for Sanders. Here he joins him in the backfield again.
And this time it's Blondo who will take the long snap. And he's going to hang on to it on the carry. Wide open yardage. Touchdown, Lake Catholic. Brian Blondo on a 26-yard touchdown run gives the Cougars the early lead.
This is one of their favorite running plays. I just spoke about it. You're going to see Ryan Leastock, the left guard, number 59, pulling in front. And there's the tight end, Chris Kozlowski, paving the way. Brian Blondo, nothing but green as he takes it in for a touchdown. Lake Catholic capitalizes on the special teams mistake by Maple Heights.
Now it's Crash Ivkovic on for the extra point. He's made 62 straight this season. And he can tag another one on the board. And Lake Catholic takes advantage of the turnover. They grab the early lead on this run by their quarterback, Brian Blondo. 7-0 Cougars.